Darren Lehmann has shrugged off suggestions that selectors have been vindicated by Australia's win in the first Magellan Ashes Test, while the national coach has welcomed the return to the bowling crease of Mitchell Marsh as their hunt for a Test all-rounder continues. Lehmann and his fellow selectors were heavily criticised 10 days ago when they named Shaun Marsh, Paine and Cameron Bancroft in their 11 for the first Test, critics who were silenced when the new trio performed solidly in Australia's 10-wicket victory in Brisbane. While debutant Bancroft stole the headlines on Monday for his unbeaten 82 and entertaining media conference, it was perennial whipping boy Marsh who saved the Aussies from potential embarrassment with a fighting half-century in their first innings. And despite spilling a tough chance on day one, Paine was impressive behind the stumps in his first Test since 2010. The best moments from the Gabba Test, but as his side headed to Adelaide for the second Test starting on Saturday, Lehmann shouldered arms when asked if the foreman panel felt a sense of vindication. "You're always going to get criticized for selection and you can't worry about that," Lehmann said on Tuesday. "I was pleased for Shaun. I thought his contribution was pretty important at 4 for 70, and I thought Paine did really well. He missed that catch behind the stumps, but I didn't notice him the whole Test match, which is a good sign. They all played their part, which was pleasing. Bancroft did a good job. Australia will likely take an unchanged team into the second Test," with Lehmann reiterating the comments of Mitchell Starc on Sunday that the left-armer, Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins should all recover sufficiently in time to play this weekend. Pacemen Jackson Bird and Chad Sayers will again be with the squad in Adelaide this week, but seemingly only an unforeseen setback to one of the three main quicks will lead to a change. But there remains an undercurrent of concern that the absence of a fifth bowler will eventually need to be addressed. Test-wrapped Gabba fortress holds firm for Aussies of the current top six. Only skipper Steve Smith is considered a genuine bowling option at international level, meaning Australia's four frontline bowlers risk being overworked if England's batsmen manage to survive for longer than they did in Brisbane. "You'd always like an all-rounder. At the moment some of the all-rounders aren't knocking down the door like they should be," Lehmann said. "If you look at the past, you didn't have an all-rounder, but you had Steve and Mark Waugh who took 150 Test wickets. So there's an all-rounder in itself. They've always had one, Australia. They're just handy when you have that long second innings more so than not, and if you get an injury during the game. At the moment it's okay without one, but you certainly look at it. It's certainly a bit different to the old days when everyone bowled a bit more, everyone could chuck down a few overs. Smithy bowled alright in the 3 overs he bowled in Brisbane, so I think we'll see him bowl a bit more in Adelaide, so that covers that a little bit. But it's certainly changed a bit." Thriller at the WACA goes down to the final over as Australia cruised to victory on Monday. The younger Marsh brother took a big step in his push to regain his Test spot by bowling in a first-class game for the first time since March. The highly rated 26-year-old sent down 9 overs in Western Australia's JLT Sheffield Shield clash against Queensland, his return to the bowling crease coming after he underwent a shoulder operation earlier this year, having also scored 141 in that match to push his first-class batting average for the season to 40. He also averaged 169 in the JLT One-Day Cup last month. Marsh joined another Test discard, Victoria's Glenn Maxwell, in posting 3 figures over the weekend to remain in the selection frame. After had been rushed to Brisbane as batting cover for the older Marsh brother last Wednesday, Maxwell responded by posting his maiden first-class double century, a score of 278 against NSW in Sydney. Maxwell proves class with blazing 200. It came too late to save his spot for the start of this series, but was duly noted by Lehmann. The message to Maxwell was just go away and get hundreds, and he got 200, Lehmann said. "He did well. There's a little bit of pressure off, I suppose, but you've still got to make them. So he did a great job getting 200. And Mitchell Marsh got 100, so that's good to see. We rate him highly and his output with the bat's been really impressive this summer. He's an option with another few all-rounders if we go down that path, but it's good to see him back bowling." 201,718 international fixtures. Magellan Ashes Series Australia Test Squad: Steve Smith C, David Warner VC, Cameron Bancroft, Usman Khawaja, Peter Hanscom, Shaun Marsh, Paine Week, Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, Nathan Leone, Josh Hazlewood, Jackson Bird, Chad Sayers. England Test Squad: Joe Root C, James Anderson VC, Moeen Ali, Johnny Bairstow, Jake Ball, Gary Ballance, Stuart Broad, Alistair Cook, Mason Crane, Tom Curran, Ben Foakes, David Malin, Craig Overton, Ben Stokes, Mark Stoneman, James Vince, Chris Wokes. First Test Australia won by 10 wickets. Scorecard second test Adelaide Oval, December 26, day night. Tickets third test WACA Ground, December 14-18. Tickets fourth test MCG, December 26-30. Tickets fifth test SCG, January 48 Pink Test. Tickets Gillette ODI Series v England first ODI MCG, January 14th. Tickets second ODI Gabba, January 19th. Tickets third ODI SCG, January 21st. Tickets fourth ODI Adelaide Oval, January 26th. Tickets fifth ODI Perth Stadium, January 28th. Tickets Prime Minister's 11 p.m.'s 11 v England Manuka Oval, February 2nd. Tickets Gillette T20 Trans-Tasman Tri-Series first T20I Australia v NZ, SCG, February 3rd. Tickets second T20I, Australia v England, Blundstone Arena, February 7th. Tickets third T20I, Australia v England, MCG. February 10th. Tickets 4th T20I, NZV England, Wellington, February 14th 5th T20I, NZV Australia, Eden Park, February 16th 6th T20I, NZV England, Seddon Park, February 18th Final, TBC, Eden Park, February 21st.